In this video, we look at some of the mistakes you should avoid when buying a house. That's starting right now.
Welcome to Home Buyers School, brought to you by Brookfield Residential.
Hi everyone, I'm Carl and welcome to another Home Buyers School video, a channel where you get the latest strategy, tactics, and tips from home buying experts. And remember, if this is your first time on this channel and you want to get the latest strategies from the experts, hit the subscription button below, hit the little notification bell so you don't miss anything. So today I'm joined by Jessica McNabb, Area Manager with Brookfield Residential, and today we're talking about what are some mistakes to avoid when buying a house in 2019?
Yeah, that's a great question, Carl. So a big mistake that people make when buying a home is they'll buy strictly based off price. So they will head out looking for months and they'll say, how much is this home? How much is this home? And then they'll end up in their home and it's not exactly everything they would have wanted, just because they bought off the right price. And the second thing would be when you're looking at buying a resale home, for example. It doesn't fall under any kind of warranty program anymore. So it might have not as great energy efficiency. It might not have an HRV system. It might not have triple pane windows. It might just have a single pane. The homes might not be as airtight.
And if you want to know more about the questions you should ask about buying your first home, make sure to watch a video above and in the description below. So when you are looking to buy a home, is it easier to look by yourself or with the real estate agent?
It doesn't hurt to have a realtor when you're on your home buying journey. If you're looking at resale and new homes, you can absolutely work with a realtor specific to resale. They're the ones that kind of do all the legwork for you in looking at the different listing times or the different showing times, I should say. If you're looking at buying new, you can go show home to show home, and usually the area managers, their sales reps, will be able to help you out.
Is one of the mistakes not knowing certain programs? So for example, if you're a first-time home buyer, are there first-time home buyer programs that some people overlook?
Yeah, definitely. So the first-time home buyer program would be pulling your down payment out of your RSPs because you don't have to pay tax. So that's one of the key components. So the best way to feel secure before your home buying journey starts is to talk to your bank or your mortgage specialist, and then to come up with your budget and criteria, and then you can choose whether or not you want to work with a realtor or you want to go solo looking at show homes.
And I think one of the big ones are, what are some mistakes you've seen in terms of mortgages, pre-approvals? What are some things that you've seen at sales centers?
So one of the biggest mistakes that people could make is once they've already decided to purchase a home with us, they've written their contract and agreement and we have a building timeline in place. So the mortgage broker will give them their pre-approval knowing that 6 months from now is when they're actually going to take possession. So the biggest mistake is if somebody goes and buys a new car or applies for a new credit card. So once you purchase a home, it's important to remember to maintain your credit, to maintain your budgets, and not to change your finances in any way, because that could affect your closing on your actual home.
Okay. So another thing that I want to ask is, how about, do you see any mistakes in terms of looking at different types of homes? So you go to one home, you really like it, and you go to another home, you really like that one too. Are there things that you want to avoid when trying to compare homes?
Yep. So it's really important to come up with a criteria with your family on what's important to you, because you may be thinking, I don't want a duplex home, I'd only want a single family home. But keeping in mind a duplex might have a bigger backyard because a single family home would have your garage in the back, which would take up all your backyard. So if you bought a home strictly based on I wanted single family and you had that budget, where you could have bought a duplex and now you moved in and you had a big dog or you have kids and there's not a big backyard. So it's important to look at the bigger picture, not just the style of home, for example.
I think we also, when you touched on just looking purely on price, I think some things people would miss on is the community you live in, how close it is to work, right? And all those things that go into the location of where you're going to live too, right?
Absolutely. So for Brookfield, for example, there's a lot of our communities that have residence association fees, and the first thought is people want to keep their budgets low and they don't want these fees, but there could be really great amenities in that community and it's only $300 once a year, but you get access to a skating rink or the lake in Lake Summerside, or the community gardens in Chappelle. So strictly based on price sometimes is not the best decision, because you might be missing out on a small cost for a bigger gain for your lifestyle.
And remember, if you want to know more about choosing the right location to live in, watch our video above and in the description below. So Jessica, do you have anything else to add in terms of mistakes people have when buying a home?
So in terms of the negotiating process, a lot of people want to submit an offer and they will bring us a comparable from a different community. And let's say that community has that same home, but it's cheaper in price, and they'll bring that to us as the comparable. The thing to keep in mind is that every community has different amenities, has different things to offer. So though one price might be higher, it doesn't mean that you're losing out or getting a bad deal. Generally all builders are apples to apples in terms of the price for the home. It's just the lot price that's going to be different.
Perfect. So the question of the day I have for you is, what are some mistakes you made when buying your first home? Let us know in the comment section below. And remember, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit the thumbs up, remember to comment, and remember to subscribe. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.
That's another edition of Homebuyer School. Tune in next time for more expert tips and tricks. And visit homebuyersschool.ca to bring you one step closer to finding your dream home. As with everything, it would be great if you like and share our videos. Also, please let us know if you have any home buying questions you want us to answer.